sharing your facts with your partner if you were a fact catcher? Did you share what you caught? Okay. We're going to watch it one more time, especially for those of you who came in. We're talking about what happened in Yellowstone National Park when there was an overpopulation of deer. And that happened because they took all the wolves out of the environment. They said wolves are big and bad. We need to take them because farmers were afraid they were going to eat their cows, so they removed them. And then what ended up happening was Yellowstone National Park started to die. Some of the animals they were used to seeing there left. There was little vegetation because what was happening?
More deers were coming.
More deer. We know what do deer eat?
Vegetation.
That's right. All right, so what's your job while you watch this video? Because some of us forgot our job.
Write down the words.
Write down the missing facts, right?
Yes.
That's your job. So now you've read over that sheet several times. So when you hear that fact, what should you write down quickly? The fact. That's right. So about 70 years ago, there was an overpopulation of deer in Yellowstone National Park, and that was partly due to the fact that they took out all of the wolves from Yellowstone. Wolves were seen as big and bad, and so that's what they did. They removed them. And Yellowstone National Park is actually located in Wyoming and surrounding states. It's very large. So you see Quincy is about here on our map, and Yellowstone is a good, northwest of us, hundreds of miles. And so Yellowstone is known for its wildlife, its vegetation, some hot springs like you see here. So wolves were absent from Yellowstone for over 70 years, and this caused an overpopulation of deer. So once they took the wolf out, the food chain and the food web changed. And here we have this overpopulation of deer. Deer love to eat vegetation. They grazed all that vegetation away from Yellowstone. And in doing that, they created some problems for the park. And so wolves were brought back into Yellowstone National Park. Only actually 14 were brought back to Yellowstone. And when they were brought back to Yellowstone, they killed some of the deer. But the deer started staying away from the places that they could be trapped. Those places were like the valleys and the gorges of Yellowstone. So trees in these areas grew to be 5 times as tall. So now we have taller trees, we have more vegetation, so animals started coming back to Yellowstone. There was the amount of songbirds and beavers increased. And so if you know anything about beavers, beavers are ecosystem engineers. So we had more beaver habitats, which meant more muskrats, fish, and otters. And we're going to take a quick look at this video that'll explain more.
The number of songbirds and migratory birds started to increase greatly. The number of beavers started to increase because beavers like to eat the trees. And beavers, like wolves, are ecosystem engineers. They create niches for other species. And the dams they built in the rivers provided habitats for otters and muskrats and ducks and fish and reptiles and amphibians. The wolves killed...
And so the wolves started to kill the coyotes. And once they killed the coyotes, there became more and more rabbits and mice. And we know that hawks and ravens hunt those rabbits and mice. And so other populations grew. Since there were dead animals laying around, some bears started coming back to Yellowstone because there were more shrubs growing. And there were more berries growing on these shrubs because the deer weren't eating them all. But the biggest change to Yellowstone came from the rivers. So the rivers changed because they became more stable. If you take a look at this riverbank right here, you notice that there's more vegetation there. And the vegetation helps to keep those banks from collapsing. So the banks grew taller and collapsed less often because there was more vegetation. So the wolves coming back to